Hi friends, welcome to Eco Engineer YouTube channel. Today we discuss about essence of Indian traditional knowledge. In these, how it is the protections of traditional knowledge and how the TKDL traditional knowledge digital library can be how to be held in the protection of traditional knowledge. What is the concept in the traditional knowledge? Now discuss what is the TKDL. TKDL is nothing but a traditional knowledge digital library. The traditional knowledge digital library TKDL an electronic database which provides information on traditional knowledge existing in the country. TKDL Traditional Knowledge Digital Library acts a bridge between the traditional knowledge information existing in local languages, the patent examiners at IPOs, intellectual property organizations. It is a collaborated project between CSIR, Ministry of Science and Technology, and the Department of Ayush, Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and being of implemented of Council of Scientific Industrial Research Organization (CSIR), the Indian Council of Scientific Research, Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR) Council, Scientific Industrial Research Organization. This database enables the patent officers all over the world to search and examine any relevant prior art and thereby prevent incorrect and grade of patent on product and processes based on knowledge in public domain. What is the traditional knowledge digital library? It is a symbol of traditional knowledge digital library. The traditional knowledge digital library is a joint effect of the Council of the Scientific and Industrial Research and the Department of Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy, Ayush. Ayush is nothing but A is Ayurveda, Y is Yoga and U is Unani and S is Siddha and H is Homeopathy. It enables effects and defections of attempts to misattempted this knowledge by third parties filling applications with patent office around the world. How is traditional knowledge protected in India? India is a part to the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, by virtue of which is enacted the Biological Diversity Act 2002. The Act aims at the conversion of biological diversity, sustainable use of its components, and fair and equitable sharing of the benefits there arise from the use of biological resources. The Act provides for the establishment of a national biodiversity authority in order to protect the invaluable treasures of Indian biodiversity. These are the protected. You have the Biodiversity Act, the Biological Diversity Act in the 2002, the Biological Diversity Act virtue the enacted. These are the conditions they had India have been protected by traditional knowledge. This Biological Diversity Act provides the establishment of National Biodiversity Authority in order to protect the invaluable treasures of Indian biodiversity. Protection of traditional knowledge. Some measure. What are the measures? What are the measurements you have to take for the protection of traditional knowledge as regards protection of knowledge, innovations and practices associated with biological resources? These do not seem to meet the conditions required for grade of patents or other IPS intellectual property rights, example copyrights, trademarks, etc. under the relevant IP intellectual property rights regiments. That is novelty and inventiveness and in industrial applicability. These conventional forms of intellectual property rights are inadequate to protect the indigenous knowledge of essentiality because they are based on protection of individual property rights, whereas traditional knowledge is by large collective. Furtherly, traditional knowledge is developed over the several generations over a period of time. Therefore, that novel is in nature. Inventive. Yeah, the major conventional protection of this function, these conventional forms of intellectual property rights organization, the inadequate to protect indigenous knowledge essential because are based on the protection of individual property rights, not they only depend on the independent, not the individuals of the whereas other ones. Whereas the traditional knowledge is by the large collective. This is the reason why traditional knowledge is largely collective means the individual property rights they have to use protection of their traditional knowledge. What is protection of traditional knowledge in some of the examples? Here, terminology and conceptual issues. What is terminology? Conceptual issues you have to regard follow traditional knowledge system standards and concerning the availability, scope, and use of intellectual property rights in traditional knowledge. Criteria for the application of technical elements of standards, legal criteria for the definition of priori and art and administrative and procedural issues related to the examination of patents, applications, enforcement of rights. Thank you friends. Thank you very much. Please support my channel.